Most people believe you need a big paycheck or a lucky break to build wealth. But here's the truth. You could start with just $5 a week and eventually turn it into over $100,000. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not fantasy. It's simple math, time, and consistency. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I'd turn $5 a week into $100,000, step by step. You'll learn where I'd put the money, how I'd make it grow, and the exact habits that make compounding work in your favor. By the end, you'll realize that small money isn't small when it's managed the right way. So, come with me. 1. Stop underestimating small money. Here's the first mindset shift. Never underestimate small money. We tend to dismiss small amounts like $5, $10, spare change. But that's exactly where wealth begins. $5 a week might not feel like much, but that's $260 a year. And if you invested in something that grows 10% a year, which is around the historical average of the stock market, that small amount can become life-changing. Let's do the math. After 10 years, it becomes around $4,000. After 20 years, it's over $14,000. After 30 years, about $38,000. And after 40 years, just over $100,000. That, my friend, is the power of compound interest. It's not about saving huge sums. It's about giving your money time to multiply. Once you understand that, you stop saying, it's just $5. Instead, you start thinking, this could be a piece of my future freedom. 2. Pay yourself first. The first real step to building wealth is paying yourself first. That means you treat saving and investing like a non-negotiable bill. Before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before you grab that coffee, pay your future self. Here's how I'd do it. I'd open a free investment account with a platform like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or SoFi. Then I'd set up an automatic transfer, $5 every single week directly into that account. And I'd forget about it, because money you never see is money you never spend. This simple automation builds consistency. And consistency beats motivation every time. You're creating a system that builds wealth in the background without relying on willpower. That's how you turn saving from something you should do into something that just happens automatically. 3. Start with micro-investing. When you're starting small, simplicity is everything. Don't overthink it. Don't wait until you have thousands. Just start. Micro-investing apps make it easy to invest spare change. You can use Acorns, SoFi, or Fidelity Spire. These platforms let you buy fractional shares. So, even with $5, you can own a tiny piece of big companies like Apple or Microsoft. The goal isn't to get rich overnight. The goal is to build the habit, because your first $100 is always the hardest. Once you get the habit right, the numbers start to grow automatically. Starting small isn't a weakness. It's a training ground for financial discipline. 4. Choose the right investment vehicle. To turn $5 into $100,000, you need the right type of investment, one that grows consistently over time. Here's how I'd break it down. 80% would go into an index fund like the S&P 500. This fund owns tiny pieces of the 500 biggest companies in America, and over decades, it's averaged roughly 10% returns. That's your compounding engine. Then I'd put 10% into dividend-paying ETFs like SCHD or VYM. These funds actually pay you every few months just for owning them. Those dividends can be reinvested to buy more shares, creating even faster growth. The final 10% I'd use for growth stocks. Companies with strong potential in tech, clean energy, or AI. This part adds some extra upside. But since it's a smaller slice, it keeps risk under control. This mix gives you balance, steady long-term growth from index funds, income from dividends, and a little bit of excitement from growth plays. Simple, effective, sustainable. 5. Let time do the heavy lifting. Here's the part most people get wrong. They want quick results, but real wealth doesn't happen fast. It happens quietly, over time. If you invest $5 a week and let it grow at 10%, after 40 years, you'll have just over $100,000. But here's what's interesting. If you can slowly increase your weekly amount, say from $5 to $10, you'll end up with more than $200,000. That's double the return for double the effort. The secret isn't timing the market, it's time in the market. Even Warren Buffett says his favorite holding period is forever. So when the market dips, don't panic. Don't pull your money out. Think of it as a sale, because that's when wealth quietly transfers from the impatient to the patient. Patience is your superpower. 6. Add accelerators. Once you've built the foundation, you can start adding small accelerators that make your money grow faster. The first one is roundups and cashback. If you use cards that give you cashback or apps like Rakuten, Honey, or Cash App Investing, send that money straight to your investment account. The second one is automating raises. Whenever you get a raise or bonus, automatically increase your weekly investment by 10%. If you were investing $5, make it $5.50. You'll never miss it, but your future self will thank you. The third one is dividend reinvestment. Turn on DRIP, the Dividend Reinvestment Plan. It automatically buys more shares with the dividends you earn. That way, your money keeps working, even when you're not adding new cash. Fourth, learn and earn. Spend time learning about money. Watch videos, read books, follow finance creators. Every new insight helps you make smarter moves with your dollars. And finally, side hustles. If you can earn an extra $20 or $30 a week from freelancing, digital products, or reselling, and invest that too, your growth will explode. At 10%, investing $25 a week could grow into over $500,000 over 40 years. Small boosts compound in powerful ways. 7. Protect and multiply. Building money is one thing, protecting it is another. Once your investments start growing, it's important to protect what you've built. Step 1. Create an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses. Keep it in a high-yield savings account separate from your investments. This protects you from having to sell investments when you're short on cash. Step 2. Have the right insurance. Health insurance, renters or homeowners insurance, and if you have dependents, term life insurance. These protect you from financial disasters that can wipe out years of progress. Step 3. Eliminate high-interest debt. If you're paying 20% on credit cards, that debt cancels out any gains your investments make, so pay that off before you start investing heavily. Step 4. Diversify over time. Once you've built a solid foundation, you can add other assets like real estate, REITs, bonds, or international ETFs. The goal is to create a portfolio that can survive storms and still grow steadily. Because wealth without protection is like a house without a roof. 8. Track and reinvest. You can't improve what you don't track, so review your progress regularly. Once every few months is enough. Ask yourself, how much did I invest this quarter? What's my total balance now? Can I afford to increase my contribution a little? Reinvest all dividends, cashback, and even tax refunds. That's how you make compounding exponential. There are plenty of free tools to help track your investments, like Personal Capital, Monarch Money, or even a simple Google Sheet. Seeing your progress visually is powerful. It turns abstract numbers into motivation, because when you can see your growth, you're far more likely to keep going. 9. The $1 million perspective. Once you've mastered this process, you'll realize something powerful. The $100,000 isn't the real goal. It's just the first milestone. Because once you've proven that small actions add up, you can scale them. $10 a week can become 20. 20 can become 50, and over time, this same system can make you a millionaire. The equation never changes. Small, consistent actions multiplied by time create massive results. You can apply this mindset to anything: your skills, your career, your side hustle, even your health. Because real success is built one small habit at a time. Here's your challenge. Right after this video, open an investment account. Set up an automatic transfer of $5 a week. Do it right now, not next week, not next month. It's not about the amount, it's about the action. The moment you start, you're no longer just talking about money, you're building it. And over time, those $5 decisions stack up. They create freedom, opportunity, and peace of mind. That's how you turn $5 into $100,000. Not through luck, not through timing, but through consistency, patience, and belief in your future self. So start today and let compounding do the rest. If this message changed the way you see money, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks $5 doesn't matter. Because now you know it absolutely does.